Just you and me, it's gonna be alright. Just wanna be with you all night.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for today's 1 month update of the garden. I have a bunch of exciting things to talk about. First, I'm going to go into some of the good things we've been experiencing, a few of the worries, and then later we're going to get into transplanting our tomatoes and beans. Just to give a quick overview of everything we have so far, I'm going to go through the farm. So here we have our 3 rows of potatoes. We have 4 different varieties in here, all seem to be doing well. Over here we have our radish rows. Next to them we have white and red onions, and next to the onions we have our cabbage row. If you look closely, you can see a little cabbages. I thin them out so they're every 2 feet because they'll need lots of room to grow. Over here we have a few different leaf green varieties. In this row here we have yet to see any sprouting, but I planted a bunch of basil plants. Over there I planted some lettuce heads. I'll have to thin them out soon. And then this bed over here I don't think you guys have seen at all. This is gonna be our peas bed. So they started sprouting up the other day. I'm hoping they'll be able to grow up along the fence. These beds over here are today's project. Over here I'm gonna be growing my tomatoes, and I'm also gonna be growing my bean plants. One of the things I've been really excited about is that, as you can tell, the potatoes are growing, they're doing well, they look great. All the different varieties have sprouted at this point. These guys over here took the longest, but overall there's been no problems with the potatoes. Very happy with them. Similarly, the white and red onions seem to be doing very well. No real problems with them yet. Having some great growth. So one of the difficulties I've faced in this month is with the radishes. So as you can see, the radish row is looking great, but I think I might have waited too long to thin them out. What does this mean? So radishes need about 3 inches to grow, 3 inches to bulb. If you see right over here, this guy, you can see a radish growing in. But I think I might have waited too long before plucking out radishes every 3 inches, so they took a bit longer to grow than necessary. I'm hoping now that they're thinned out properly and have more than enough room to grow, their fruits will grow out, but we'll have to wait and see. So you all might remember from the previous video, I got a bunch of tomato and squash plants and have been raising them in my room, waiting for it to warm up. However, one thing I don't think I told you about are these. So these are actually bean plants. I planted them from seed and have also been raising them in my room. And today I plan to transplant them among my tomato plants, and hopefully they'll be able to live together peacefully. As I plant my tomatoes, I dig a deep hole in the middle of each trellis. From there, I take a handful of tomato fertilizer and mix it into the bottom of the hole. After this, I cover the fertilizer with a thin layer of dirt to ensure that the tomatoes' roots do not come into direct contact with it. It's important to do this because if the roots touch the fertilizer, it can burn your plant. After covering the fertilizer with dirt, I put the tomato plants in the hole and fill it back in. I repeat this process throughout all of my tomato beds. Another thing to note with transplanting tomatoes is that tomato plants like to have their roots be deep. This means not to be afraid to bury the stem as deep as you can when transplanting your plants. We got all the tomatoes in the ground now. They're looking great. Next up is the beans.
Just you and me, it's gonna be alright. Just wanna be with you all night.
Just you and me, it's gonna be alright. Just wanna be with you all night.
So as you guys could see, all the tomatoes and beans are now in. They're looking good. I'm about to water them now to help settle in the soil and the fertilizer. But ultimately, my hope for the tomatoes and the beans is that the tomatoes will grow up tall, they'll grow up along their trellises, and the beans will stay low, covering the soil.
Just you and me, it's gonna be alright. Just wanna be with you all night.
Thank you for joining me for today's garden update. As you can see, there's a lot of exciting things going on, and I have even more planned. Make sure to subscribe if you want further updates, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Peace.